Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a complete setup on this cool old Charvel. It's really, I love the 80s metal guitars, early 90s, and we're going to get right into it. But before we do, thank you. Every one of those thumbs up and subscriptions help. So let's check this thing out. Here's the headstock. Got the locking nut behind the nut. Quite a bit of fret wear. This thing's been played. And a little bit dirty. And check out this licensed Floyd. It's got the tuners here on the outside, but on the inside, it's the Allen to hold the strings. Well, that's cool, different. And we're gonna block this so it only goes down. That's how he wants it. So I've already plugged it in, and the electronics work. A little scratchy in the volume pot. It's in pretty decent shape. You look, there's one little mark on the front. And there's a big mark there. Somebody touched up with the wrong color. But real cool guitar. Real cool. So, there's only one thing to do. Get to it. So our truss rod works, so that's good. I had to break out the old dinky truss rod adjustment. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the neck off and get working on the neck. I'll take this all apart, get it all cleaned up. You can see how these blocks work on this particular trem. Check this out. I never saw one like that. I'm no Floyd Rose expert, but I've never seen one like that. And then you put the string in and you put that down. And this is the fine tuners, but inside is the Allen that you can see the threads right there that holds the blocks in. So we'll get this thing apart and get going. Okay, there was some grunge on here. I scraped a lot of it off with this little piece of plastic, and then I used steel wool. And you probably noticed that I did the steel wool on top of the table instead of on top of the towel. I didn't want to get all that junk in there. Got to be careful with that steel wool. And now we have a nice, clean fretboard now. So what we're going to do next, because we got this neck nice and straight, you saw I put the straight edge on it, I'll mask it up and we'll dress these frets. Crown them. They definitely need to be crowned. It's like they're not really even used up here at all. I got to do the nasty. Here we go. Okay, so the frets have been leveled and they've been crowned, and now we're going to break out the sandpaper and make everything smooth. Man, all that sanding is rough. It looks so quick and easy, but it's tough on this whole body. Now I'm going to take my mother's, for you mother lovers, mag and aluminum. That joke's getting old, right? Mag and aluminum polish. Here we go. All right, we'll let this lemon oil dry, and the neck is pretty much done. And so are my joints from all that polishing and sanding. Well, the neck is all done. The frets are leveled, crowned, polished. Got some lemon oil on the beautiful rosewood. Cleaned up the headstock. Cleaned up the bridge. Cleaned up the nut. So we're moving right along here. All kinds of fun. All right, I want to show you how this works. Hopefully I can keep my hands out of the way. Here's the block. There's a little indentation there. That's for this screw. So you go like this right here. Let me see if I can do this and so you can see it. This goes like this. And this goes like this. Make sure that's down all the way. And then, sure it's nice and straight in there. And then you tighten this guy. I'm thinking about Floyd Rose. It is a little bit of a pain. Once it's set up, it's pretty unbeatable. And if you're freaked out, you can just put a little stopper in so it only goes down like Eddie Van Halen liked. And I'm going to do that so you'll be able to see how that's done. See, and now I'm just going to tighten this. Okay, there it is. So we'll string up the rest of it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to block a Floyd Rose, but it's going to still be able to go down. It just won't be able to go up. So if you have a Floyd Rose and you're a little freaked out by it, this makes it really easy. It makes it so easy. So I've got my block ready. I've got my screws ready. I've already drilled the holes out for those screws. And I've got to drill into the body a little bit. It's only going to be that much. I got my little safety tape on there so I don't drill too much. So it looks something like this. It's going to go in about that much. So that's something to watch out for. You don't want to be drilling into the pickup on the other side. So before you do this, though, the important thing is to get it equalized and right in the center. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see how it's even? It's nice and flat. That's what you want. You want to get everything set up first. And I haven't set the intonation yet, but you just want it to be level. So that takes a little while. Stretching the strings, it's a little bit of a conundrum, but I'm sure that with the patience that you have, you'll be able to do it. It's nice and level. The Floyd is level with the body. That's important. So we'll flip this thing over and we'll get this little stopper in, and you can see what it's made out of. It's made out of a piece of a yardstick. It doesn't have to be any exotic wood. Please don't go on about, oh, this has got to be tone wood. Drives me crazy, all this tone wood stuff. But anyway, let's get this in. Okay, so I have the screws in. I'm going to carefully set it in here. You want to make sure it's not crooked, but I'm going to mark the holes. So I've got the guitar body is supported. It's not touching the Floyd because that would screw this measurement up. Okay, nice and square. Okay, now I'm going to hold it down. Okay, now there should be, the thing just seems to want to screw right into this wood. Maybe I don't need pilot holes, but I'd kind of like to make pilot holes. Perfect. All right, here goes nothing. It's easy once you got the little hole started. This is a cool old guitar. All right. Nice. Perfect. Nice and flush. All right, and it's easy to take it out too. These 4 screws should easily hold it, because using these 2 springs, you can set how much tension it's going to have. I like just enough tension to hold it in tune nicely. Okay, I think that's it. Simple, effective, perfect. Here, I'll work it. Let me move it so you can see it like a little better. And it just holds on there. It's perfect. It's easy. So that's how you block a trem. Some people will block it from both sides so it doesn't move at all. We just don't want it to go down. All right, now it is intonated, level, got the block in it. Still haven't tightened the nut down yet though. But that's how it's done. It's pretty, it's just, you know, if you don't need to pull up, it eliminates a whole lot of hassle. So let's see, what else do we got to do? And there is a loose wire in the back for the tone. Wire came off the back here. Right here. So the tone doesn't work. I just got to solder that on. Put the plate on. I think I got the spring tension just about perfect. Yeah, I don't need it to, maybe a tiny bit more. It's a lot of fun resurrecting these old guitars. It's a little more positive. Perfect. Pickups are way too low. I'll adjust the pickups too, solder that wire, and I'm about done with this setup. All right, I pulled off the strings and the nut was just cut too low. So I've got to shim the nut, and it gives me an opportunity to, these pickups wouldn't move. Oh, careful, careful. Yeah, they got that foam, it's hard as a rock, and the pickups won't come up. So I'm going to put a little bit of foam in here so we can actually adjust these pickups. I'm going to shim the nut, and I'm going to put new strings on it, another new set of strings on it, and we'll be good to go. I'll remember this problem next time I'm doing a Floyd. If it's an 80s guitar and the pickups won't come up, I'll remember this. So I've got a couple of shims in there. I can get that ready. And I've got these. Let's see how these go. And they look really big, but they'll squish down quite a bit. And then we'll stick these. I kind of need to wipe these off a little bit first. So now we have some adjustment in the neck and middle pickup. Much better. I just wish I had thought of that before I put it all together. And now we've got about 15 thousandths of an inch at the first fret. So now we're good. The thing is, it's all ready to rumble now. Well, she's done and she's fine. That's a beautiful guitar. I love it. Hope you enjoyed this. You can hit the thumbs up for me. Subscribe if you don't mind. Doesn't cost you nothing. and playing and keep on setting up these old guitars. Look at the mess. I got a mess over here to clean. But look at this. So worth it. So worth it. See you next time.